Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the Routledge History of Literature in English, part 15. So let's dive in the world of literature. Let's talk about Susannah Centlivre. Her plays presented around the turn of the century were among those which continued to enjoy great success throughout the 1700s. She wrote A Bold Stroke for a Wife in 1718. Then comes The Beggar's Opera in 1728 by John Gay, is described as a Newgate pastoral. Sir Robert Walpole, the Whig Prime Minister from 1721 to 1742, objected to satirical attacks on him in The Beggar's Opera and most particularly in the Historical Register for 1736 by a highly successful writer of farces and satires, Henry Fielding. The Theatres Licensing Act of 1737 finally introduced censorship in the person of the Lord Chamberlain, who could grant or refuse a license to any play on political, religious, or moral grounds. Theatres Licensing Act remained in force with the Lord Chamberlain as official government censor until 1968. Then comes John Wilmot, Earl of Rochester. He was an advisor to the Protestant king William of Orange, and he wrote a satire against reason and mankind. Now comes John Dryden, the first official poet laureate 1668. Do remember the year because sometimes matching questions are asked, and recently this question was asked about matching poet laureate with John Dryden year. John Dryden had a habit. He wrote in favor of those who were in power. John Dryden wrote Mac Flecknoe, which is an attack on a literary rival Thomas Shadwell, and Absalom and Achitophel in 1681, which uses an allegorical form to comment on the fundamental religious and political issues of the time, issues which would only be resolved by the overthrow of the Catholic monarchy in 1688. Achitophel in Absalom and Achitophel is identified with the Earl of Shaftesbury and David is King Charles II. Then he wrote The Medal. He was poet laureate from 1668 but lost this position in 1688 on the overthrow of James II. Dryden had become Catholic in 1685 and his allegorical poem The Hind and the Panther in 1687 discusses the complex issues of religion and politics in an attempt to reconcile bitterly opposed factions. Then he wrote Alexander's Feast in 1697, The Secular Masque in 1700. He also wrote Fables Ancient and Modern in 1700. And if you remember, I have discussed about a work which was also written in 1700 in yesterday's video. So if you do remember it, do mention it in the comment section below. Then comes Samuel Butler. He wrote Hudibras between 1663 to 1680 and it was written in 3 parts. If you have any query or doubt, you can ask me in the comment section below or you can message me in the social media that is given below in the description box. Do share the video to all those who wants to be the part of this literary journey. And there are many lines given in the book from the poems of different writers. Do read it because sometimes questions might be asked. And those who haven't filled the UGC form yet, do fill it. Okay, so that's all for today's video. Thank you and signing out.